42 minutes until we crash into the sun.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Now we're watching and discussing every episode of the revived series, and quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
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 You okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're all happy, aren't you? You've got a week off this week.
Yeah.
Which has been a long time coming.
Oh, my God, yes, it was a long time coming.
Yeah. So I'm still off as well. So this also, by the way, we're recording so far in advance at the moment that by the time this comes out, I will be back at work. But
yeah,
at the time of recording, I'm still off. So we've got a week off together at the moment, which is nice. Quite rare.
Yeah.
We're going to the theatre.
Yeah, Thursday.
Which is good. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I've been beating you a lot.
I've been beating you a lot.
Your character of choice at the moment is?
I've got two.
Yeah.
Peach is probably is my go-to for the longest time. I've used Peach a lot. But I've just discovered Yellow Yoshi.
Yes.
Because yellow is my favourite colour.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah. I used to be Toadette. That was always my favourite.
Yeah.
But now I've discovered Shy Guy.
Yeah.
I just think he's really funny and cute. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I downloaded the new, well, I don't know how new it is, but Crash Bandicoot 4. Mm-hmm. Guess what it's called? It's About Time.
Yeah,
so
Stephen's a massive...
had to get it.
Stephen's a massive what? Stephen
Are you
is
awake
a massive
today?
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro fan.
I am, yeah. Crash Bandicoot was the first game I ever played on any console.
Yeah, we were born in the late 1900s, so...
The late 1900s. I mean, true, but it does sound weird, doesn't it, to say that? But yes. So I've always had a soft spot for it. That and Spyro are my go-tos for comfort and nostalgia. So I'm very glad that they've both been remastered for the Switch. But anyway, this is not a gaming podcast.
Oh, you're not going to ask me what my comforts are?
Oh, sorry. What are your comforts?
I've got several.
Yeah.
So Pokemon is my biggest one.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've played every one up to the Switch ones.
Because again, we were born in the time when that was really the phenomenon.
Yeah.
That it was.
Yeah, so I played Gold first, and then I went back and played Blue.
Okay.
Oh, and then I like things like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider is one of my faves.
Yeah, I like Tomb Raider.
Need for Speed, because I have fond memories of playing that with my brother.
No.
Sam is very, very good at driving games.
Yes.
He normally would thrash me, and then my mum would get involved because there was been an argument, and then she said, "Oh, Sam, give him a chance," because Sam would win. Like,
yeah, but then you know the time you finally do really beat him, you know that you really have beat him. Yeah. It's not just because he gave you a chance.
The sad thing is, he's overlapped me in a driving game.
Okay.
So yeah,
he
is very good.
Okay,
I don't think that's possible in
Mario Kart. Well, of course it's possible. I mean, if you just sit there and do nothing, someone's going to come past you, aren't they? But
anywho, this is not a gaming podcast.
No. I'm going to ask you something,
yes.
And I can cut this.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the listeners your news, or are you keeping it to yourself for now?
I will tell the listeners that I am going back to university.
Yeah. So this is very exciting. Very big. You don't want to go into too much detail at this point, but
I'm going to master's level.
Yes.
So
big changes in the air.
Yes.
Exciting changes. So we're all behind you, Ben. We're all wishing you the best with your studies, because I know you're nervous because you haven't been in education for a long time. Yeah.
I haven't been in education since 2014.
Yeah.
And I've got a history of not being my essays aren't the best essays in the world.
But there's a reason for that.
Yeah, so we are in the process of we are thinking about getting me a confirmed diagnosis of dyslexia.
Yeah, because without that, you can't access the support. But with that, you will be able to. Yeah. So listeners, send your good thoughts and wishes for Ben's studies this way.
I start in September.
Yeah, starting at the beginning of September.
3 weeks away.
I know.
3 weeks away.
Yeah. By the time this episode goes out, you'll have started.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is, though, I had been in my current career path for 2015.
8 years?
8 years
Yeah.
now. And it's
It was
time
never
for-
really a career path, was it? It was a
it was
job.
It was something that I got into.
Yeah.
Because I had taken a year out. I remember I was going for an interview once, and she said, "Oh, you're very loyal, aren't you, Ben? Like you've been at your last 2 places of work for over 2 years each." I said, "Yeah."
But I think if you're in a job and it's secure, like change is hard. So
Yes.
I tend to stay in one place for a long time because.
Yes. But anywho, this is not a Ben's Life podcast.
So we're here because this is episode 42 of our podcast. And what have we watched?
He's smirking and smiling here. He's so proud of himself, making it all line up. Ooh, we did 42 on 42. Well done, us.
But it's so satisfying.
Is it? Really?
It is, to me, it is. Let me have that. Anyway, so going into this, I told you that it's not one of my favourite episodes.
Yes.
You actually said to me afterwards you didn't mind it.
I quite liked it, actually.
Really?
I thought it was
Okay.
It felt energetic, and it
Yeah.
felt it felt what I want Doctor Who to be. I want it to be this very sci-fi based.
Okay.
And there's a sense of... I do quite like the episodes where there's a sense of emergency,
Yes.
because I feel like it adds so much tension to the story,
Yes.
which I think is good in most stories.
Actually, watching it this time, I think I said this to you the other day as well, because it's one that I had decided a long time ago I didn't like. Normally when I do a rewatch, I tend to skip it, so that when I do watch it, it's one of the Rusty Davies era episodes that I've seen the least.
Yeah.
So it feels there's a lot in it that I forget. So actually watching it this time, I enjoyed it more than I expected to. I think there's some good stuff in it. I think the concept is really good.
Yes.
I think the thing for me I find that puts me off is the characters. Like most of them, I feel like I don't get to know them, and they're just boring. They don't engage me.
Yes, because I would agree but probably about half of the cast
Right.
in this episode, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, because they're popped off so quickly. Yeah. Like you don't feel for them.
Yeah, and you don't get a chance to meet Corwin before he turns, do you?
You get to see him like the Doctor, like squinting shut and like squirming.
You never get to see him with his eyes open. So.
No, apart from once.
When was
and
that?
when he puts the helmet on.
Oh, okay.
When
All
he's
right.
killing the nurse,
Well,
Doctor woman.
you know it better than me.
I'm very observant.
You are. So it was written by Chris Chibnall.
Mr. Chib.
Yeah.
Mr. Chib, this bodes well for your era.
That's very interesting. Yeah. I look forward to... it'd be about a million years before we get to that era, but...
Yeah, but like if his episodes are anything like this, then I'm like...
And to be fair, remember he was in charge of Torchwood for most of it, or the first 2 series. And you really enjoyed that.
Yes. Talking about Torchwood, when
Yeah.
they're in the little pod, what's the...
Oh my God, yeah.
I said, if this was Torchwood, they'd be making out or having sex in that pod.
Yeah, that escape pod, you said, because it's like they're about to die, probably. They'd be like...
Gwen and Owen would definitely be
yeah.
boinking like a rabbit. And then when they get magnetised back onto the ship, Gwen would be like, I've got a son baby.
I thought it should be more like, let us never speak of this again.
She'd be like, it's half Owen, half Gwen. No, 1/3 Owen, 1/3 Gwen, 1/3 sun. The sun, the living sun, the organism in the sky.
Okay. More like the orgasm in the sky, if that's how they had the baby.
You said that just have a little bit of an episode idea.
Maybe.
Title.
You got me. What was I going to say? Yeah, so Martha's now officially a full-time companion.
She is.
At the beginning, she gets given the phone. He zaps her phone to make it super phone. And then at the end, he gives her the TARDIS key, which I feel like that's the real mark of trust.
Did Rose get one?
Yes. In Aliens of London, they were all having a party about the aliens crash landing, and the Doctor was like, oh, it's a bit human in there for me. And he walks off, and Rose is like, oh, where are you going? And she doesn't want him to disappear. So he goes, here, tell you what, TARDIS key. And he's like, so I'm coming back.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a mark of trust.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Martha's proved herself more than enough by now, but especially in this episode when she really like looked after him and saved his life. Again.
Yeah.
You said about this sense of urgency, with it being 42 minutes. That's why it's called 42. Like, I feel like because also as we were watching it, the countdown kept saying like, oh, now it's 34 minutes or whatever. And you kept commenting and saying, oh, that was a quick 6 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it quite mapped on. And I feel like maybe they missed an opportunity there to do it in real time because it's a 45-minute episode.
Yes. That's what I was just thinking to myself. Like, like if you think like, let's say you take 30 seconds for the opening, then that'll give you 2.5 minutes. Outside of the situation. Yeah. In the situation, you've got 42 minutes to do not minute by minute, but like 10 minutes at a time. Yeah, I think that would have been cool. It's a kind of a shame they didn't do that. But also, I think it's a reference to 24 because that was very popular around this time. 42, 24. You know. Did you ever watch 24? No.
I watched the first season. Probably the first 2 seasons with my parents when we went on holiday. We got the DVDs and we used to sit and watch them like in the evenings. It was our little family thing. No. It was quite good, I thought, but yeah, we didn't watch any more of it.
Bit weird. I didn't think I'd never see it as your type of show.
No, it's not
Very your parents' type of show.
Yeah, it's not my regular cup of tea. But yeah, I really got into it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about this, but something I always think about this episode is I feel like there's a lot of similarities to the Impossible Planet.
Yes. Yes, and Satan's Pit.
Yeah. So you've got a band of people on this ship.
Yes.
And
hurtling towards some death.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then
there's something that's infected one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of it. But it's not as good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But maybe you preferred this, because you didn't really like Impossible Planet.
No. I think I prefer this because it's quite contained.
Okay.
And I quite like the contained episodes where, like... And I like that it's beat after beat after beat after beat, and then you got little moments of, like, pause and breath.
Yeah. I suppose it is quite well paced, isn't it? And the thing with Russell T Davies' era is you never know how much of it is Russell's rewritten and tweaked.
Yeah.
So it's all very well saying, Chris Chibnall did a brilliant job. Maybe he did, but, you know...
But Chris Chibby, Mr. Chib...
Yeah. Mr. Chibs.
Isn't he, like, well renowned?
Oh, I mean, he is. I think he's also a playwright. I mean, he's...
Like, yeah. So the thing is, though, like, out of due respect, I don't think he would tweak too much.
Oh, as far as I remember, Moffat was the only one who Russell didn't rewrite. I think everyone else he tweaked.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But that's not having the same respect.
No, it's not. I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, off the top of my head. But yeah, I just thought there were a lot of similarities, but in my opinion, they don't do it as well as Impossible Planet.
Yeah, I think they do better.
Okay.
Because it's not dragged out. It's got more of a sense of urgency, which that is what they're missing, is that sense of urgency, because they're just, there.
Okay. What did you think about the concept of, like, this living sun?
Good.
Yeah.
I like one of the powerful lines that the doctor said, like, they come and scooped out its heart for energy. Like, the thing is, though, me, I have questions. Like, So why is it living? What is it? Is it loads of little organisms that make up one big organism?
Like coral. Maybe. But it's got a sentience, which is why it's got a sentience of its own. Right?
Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's just like, it's a great concept, but, like, aliens need backstory.
They do.
Like a reason.
But sometimes you get that in Doctor Who where, like, you don't get the explanation because that's not part of the story.
Yes, but the Doctor is smart and he should know and he would give the backstory.
So they were very hot, obviously, because they were hurtling towards the sun.
Yes.
Funnily enough, I think they filmed this in the winter, so they were all actually quite cold.
Yeah.
But they were all sprayed with, like, baby oil to make it look like they were sweating.
Sounds disgusting.
I know, but that's acting for you. You must suffer for your art.
Yeah. The suns give off radiation, which is bad for humans.
Yeah.
Like, does the TARDIS protect you to a certain extent of environmental abrasions, shall we say.
What are you talking about for Martha? Because she's...
Yeah, because her human DNA... I'm sorry, like, she was this close to the sun.
Mm.
She would have been doused with radiation.
Yeah.
Even if you had a shield. I'm sorry, but you probably would be doused with radiation.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know what the escape pod's made of, what the ship's made of. Like,
and in my experience, she will go home and have some superpowers.
In your experience,
yes.
When has this happened in your life?
It's Fantastic Four.
That wasn't in your life, was it?
I watched it in my life.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's just one of those sci-fi things. There's no time to question that.
I can't wait for the Fantastic Four movie. They're doing another one.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've not even watched any of them. I don't know.
They're good. I do. They're not great, but they are. I just love their concept.
Yeah.
I love Fantastic Four.
I don't really know anything about it. Isn't there a big, like, rock man?
He is actually called something very, I personally think, unoriginal.
What?
He's called The Thing.
The Thing, okay.
Then you got Sue Storm.
Who?
Sue Storm.
Sue Storm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Human Torch. And Dr. Reed.
Dr. what?
Reed.
Dr. Reed. And I don't think I'll be watching it.
It's good.
Okay.
Chris Evans plays the Human Torch.
All right.
Are
you trying to win me over to get me to watch it?
Yeah. I think you see him topless.
Okay. Add it to the list. Along with Jonathan Bailey in Bridgerton. Talking of people that I find attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Hottie of the Week is this week?
Riley?
It has to be. Did you
Riley
not think...
is very, very cute.
He's gorgeous.
I wouldn't say gorgeous.
He's gorgeous and lovely, like, stubbly beard and, like, those eyes. You know, at the end when he said to Martha, like, I think I already have, like, found someone to believe in.
And then she kisses him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please. And then the doctor's jealous.
Is he?
When he goes in, he's quiet and he's stern.
Oh, no, I don't think that was about that.
I do.
No.
And then he's like, here's the key.
Yeah.
I'm going to want him. Here's the key.
No, that wasn't why he was stern. He was quite cold because he was reflecting on, like, he had a really traumatic experience there with the sun, like, invading him and stuff.
Oh.
I think that's what that was about. Because Martha made a joke about it. She was like, oh, we didn't really need you in the end, did we? You know?
Yeah.
But no, don't you think they could have invited Riley along?
Yes.
He should have been a companion.
I think what should have happened is that at the end she goes back, or they take him to Earth. Because I need some romance now.
I know.
This whole doctor and the companion, like, glazing around a romance.
No, but it's very
now.
different with Martha than it was with Rose. Because with Rose it was reciprocated, and in this case it's very much not. And he's just like
using her.
Well,
for companionship.
Basically, yeah. I mean, he likes her, and they have a good laugh.
Yeah, but when does the Face of Bows fortune prophecy thing come to life?
The
next episode, the two-parter. So yeah, it must be the next episode.
Why do you think it's the next episode?
Because it's the first two-parter, and they want to do something big.
It's the second two-parter.
Second two-parter, so I want to do something big.
Well, you have to wait and see. It might not be till next series.
Ugh, boo-hoo.
Bo-ho.
I'll just Google it.
Don't you dare! How many times have I told you?
Dr. Bowie. No. Face of Bow has babies hanging off his head. I think that he may be a celestial being like God. We found a device that would give me buttons.
And we're not buying it.
It was £95 in a second-hand shop.
And even if we bought it, I don't know the technicalities of how to set that up.
In the UK, we have a shop, that's a second-hand game shop, that has the most awkwardest title name in the world.
It's spelled CEX. We call it Kex.
Yes. But apparently it is sex.
I've also heard people just call it CEX.
Yeah.
It's Computer Exchange, it stands for. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you go by that, it should be Kex.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did you think about McDonnell, the captain?
What a bitch.
A bitch?
Yeah, scooping out something's heart without
Yeah,
even
but she didn't
realising.
know.
I'm sorry. Like, you live in a world where anything is possible. Aliens are all over the place. Why can't this fireball in the middle of nowhere be alive?
Yeah, but it was completely out of left field. But is that... do you think that whole fuel scoop thing is like an analogy of like fossil fuels and like using up natural resources?
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah. I don't... So Michelle Collins was the actress that played her.
Yeah, she looked familiar.
I think she's from EastEnders or something like that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, probably.
She's not the best actress, in my opinion.
She's a soap actor.
Exactly, yeah.
What was it? I'm your wife.
Yeah, we were laughing at that, weren't we? What's the line? I wrote it down. It's Kath. It's your wife. It's
It's a little bit like...
It's your wife.
Yeah, it was just delivery. I understand why she did it. It's just the delivery. It just like had no feeling behind it. It was just like whispering, I'm your wife.
It's your wife. Yeah. Something I actually do like in this episode a lot is the aspect of the doors with the passwords. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, but their pub quiz knowledge is absolute shite.
Yeah, but it's funny, isn't it? Like that they were set by the crew, and then Riley's like, "Oh yeah, the crew's changed since we set the passwords." Like, how stupid is that? And I love the bit where the guy, is it Scannell, runs through and he says, "What's your favourite colour?" And Riley's like, "Purple." Or did I say orange? It's like, you know, when you have to set a security question on a website, and it's like they ask you like, "What was your first pet?" or something, and I have to think to myself, "Oh, does a goldfish count, or am I talking about a cat, or you know, what did I actually put?"
Oh, Scannell, whatever his name is, was such a pessimistic.
Oh yeah.
Anywho, let's move on to the bitch of the hour.
Who?
Her fucking mother.
Francine.
Francine is not... She's heard something from a third-party source and believes it as gospel. She hasn't taken the time to get to know the doctor. She hasn't... He fucking saved her life.
She hasn't had a chance yet.
Regardless, he saved her life. Without him, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
And
they're playing on the fact that she is worried about her daughter.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. So I personally think that this Mr. Man...
Mr. Saxon.
He's some alien collector that wants to collect the doctor.
Right. Like Van Staten.
Yeah. But like living aliens.
Okay. So that's why you think they are tracking him.
Yeah. Or he's like, oh my God, he's the master.
Who?
Mr. Saxon's the master.
Why do you think that?
Because he's hunting him down, and he said that there's definite some destruction in his wake because he destroyed his planet or whatever he did with it. And this person managed to escape the time lock and is now hunting him down because he blames him for all of the deaths and all of the pain and hurt he has produced by choosing himself over everyone else.
Interesting theories.
But I will say this, the Doctor is a very selfish man. And like, I just don't understand why he spared himself and then he couldn't spare other people. I'm sorry, there are more... I don't understand, Stephen, that there's a massive plot hole.
The Time War?
Yeah, there's a massive plot hole in this where there's multiple TARDISes about. Like, multiple Doctors could have escaped prior to him making the decision. Noble men would have evacuated. Is the Doctor some son of the king of Gallifrey? What?
I don't know.
What was he to give him such power to destroy a whole time lock, a whole...
Oh, I don't think he was responsible for the time lock.
I do.
No.
How did he escape it then?
I
He has to be involved. He's a fucking nosy man. And he thinks he's a Time Lord. Maybe he's not a Time Lord at all. Maybe he stole the TARDIS.
He did steal the TARDIS, we know that.
From someone.
Yeah, no, he stole it from Gallifrey.
Yeah.
And ran off with it, but... Massive speculation there. All because we were talking about Martha's mum and the woman who was listening in.
Oh!
And have you now decided Mr. Saxon is the master?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you're sticking with. Okay, interesting.
Or he's a man working for the master.
Okay, also interesting. But what makes you so sure the master's in this series? Be honest.
I think I saw a picture of one of your boxes when I put them away when I was packing.
This is what annoys me so much.
I was putting them away. You said that was fine.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You said that's fine. And I wasn't very looking, but then I saw series 3 because I knew I was going on to series 3, and I saw Martha, and I flipped it over just to see. Oh, it might have like another picture of Martha and the Doctor or something, and it has another man.
It has a man.
The Gooseberry.
Yeah.
The third wheeler.
Yeah. So anyway, you're convinced that that's Mr. Saxon and the Master are one and the same.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, I will tell you that when we were watching this when it was airing, people were speculating on the forums.
Specky.
Because Doctor Who fans are insane and will speculate over the tiniest shred of anything. And so the name Mr. Saxon had been mentioned several times so far in the series.
Yeah.
They were saying that Mr. Saxon is if you spell out Mr. Mister, it's an anagram of Master number 6. And then people are trying to sort of justify why this would be the 6th Master because of how many that's a very confusing question because there are some who've played him with no dialogue, and then there was one version of the Master that was played by 2 people, and it all gets a bit confusing. So people were discussing that for months. Have you noticed any of the posters?
Not really.
Vote Saxon.
Oh, he's Prime Minister vote.
Have you noticed any of them?
Oh, that's why she said you voted.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you haven't noticed any of those?
No.
Yeah. So they've been dotted through certainly all of Series 3 in the modern day episodes in the background.
Yeah.
And then there was even one in Torchwood. You know, when they went to the dance hall and they were getting transported back in time. In the modern day version, there was Vote Saxon posters up. And it was even dotted back as early as Love and Monsters. Do you remember when Ursula and Elton come back and they see Victor Kennedy's turned into the Absorbaloff and he's reading a newspaper to hide himself? On the newspaper it says Saxon leads polls.
Oh. Do you know what annoys me?
What?
That episode is so good, but then they end it in such a weird way.
With the paving slab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Anyway. So, interesting tidbits there to be thinking about. But going back to Martha phoning her mum, she makes 3 phone calls to her in this episode.
Yes.
The first one, where she's trying to get the information about Elvis and the Beatles, is hilarious. Because she is literally in a life or death situation, and her mum's like, oh, the mouse isn't plugged in, and oh, give me a minute. Oh, there's over 400,000 results. And Martha's like, oh, just do it, will you? And then she turns around to Riley and she's like, huh.
Not a great way to show your true colours to a future boyfriend.
But to be fair, they are in that life or death situation. But then it's funny to think of it from her mum's point of view. Like, she's just in a pub quiz and Martha's like gone to hide in the toilet or something and ring her mum.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just do it, will you?
Yeah.
She's like, when did you get so rude?
When you turned into Lady Danbury.
But then that second time she calls her in the pod is really sweet. Like, it's really sad.
Yeah.
You know, when she's like, please talk about anything, like what you have for breakfast, what you watched on telly. But that's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
And when she says about, I love you, I'd never say it, I don't think of it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lovely moment.
It's sweet.
But then obviously the mum turns it into, is the doctor there? Yeah. Now, when they're in the pod and it gets jettisoned, and then you have that really well-directed bit where it goes completely silent.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good bit.
It was a really good bit. But the doctor is shouting through the glass.
Yeah.
And the subtitles say one thing, and I've always heard it as a different thing.
I thought we were saying, I will save you.
That's what the subtitles say. He's saying, I'll save you, I'll save you. I always thought he was saying, can't save you, can't save you. Like, he's saying, I'm really sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
No, I think he's saying, I'll save you.
Okay.
Because that's his personality. He would never say can't.
True. Listeners, let us know what you think. Did you think it's I'll save you or can't save you? Beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. I also liked how when they were chatting, Martha said to him, have you got a girlfriend, boyfriend?
Inclusivity.
It was
we love
very,
that.
yeah, for 2007, that was very progressive.
Yeah.
So well done for that.
Just quickly about inclusivity. We were watching my family, and it was the episode where Janie brings a girl home, and they instantly think she's a lesbian. I'm like, and I said to you, that's by erasure.
Oh yeah,
because like there's more options than two.
Of course, yeah. But this was what 2000 and something, very early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make it right, but it's not surprising that it was by erasure. They wouldn't have considered that then. Bad enough to be gay, let alone think about any other options. I like that the Doctor was so motivated to risk himself to save Martha when he was climbing outside the spaceship.
Yeah.
Because like I said to you, like it's his fault that she's there at all, really.
Yes. He can't help himself. When he hears a distress signal, he can't help himself.
No.
He's longing to be the knight in white armour.
Oh yeah.
And gallant, but it takes a lot of his energies and a lot of his mental capacity to even save the day in some cases. Like this one, he nearly failed.
Yeah.
Like this is a close call for the Doctor.
Definitely.
Like I think this has really realised that he is not immortal.
No. And I liked that as well. So his acting, David Tennant's acting when he was overwhelmed by the sun was, I mean, it's quite over the top and intense, but it was good for what it needed to be. Like, and then the fact that he started to tell her about regeneration because he felt like he was about to die. Like, you know what I mean? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He's like, there's this process when I'm about to die. And she's like, no, don't talk about that.
Oh, he would have regenerated.
Yeah.
Would he? Would he? Because the sun would still be in him. The sun would just control the dead corpse. Like it did with...
I don't know, honestly.
Doober Brain.
Maybe. Also, there's an actress in this episode, Vinette Robinson, who played the nurse or whatever she is, Abby Lerner, the technician.
Yeah.
She's a really good actress, and it's a shame she has had such a small part in this episode.
Yeah.
But no spoilers. Well, minor spoilers. She will have another role in a future episode in the Chibnall era, in which she plays Rosa Parks.
Oh.
Which is a really good episode, actually. So, yeah, so she gets a chance to shine there. But yeah, I love her. She's in Sherlock as well. Yeah, I always find her really watchable. But that bit, like, when the people got burned and then their silhouette was left on the wall.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It was a bit Tom and Jerry.
It's a bit like... The least you could have done is literally...
It could have just been an indiscriminate mass.
Yes, but also what I think it could have done is like charcoal's quite cheap. Literally, when the Doctor touched it, there's nothing on his finger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally, charcoal is so cheap.
Yeah,
you could have literally...
I wonder why they didn't do that.
Because they're cheap asses and they cut corners. The BBC, after all.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think it's time to put it on the lists. Where is 42 going to go for you?
What's Bad Wolf about?
You ask me that every week.
I forget.
Bad Wolf was the android.
Oh.
And all that.
Oh, okay. This is going to go 14th.
Really?
Yeah, just underneath Unquiet Dead.
Above Evolution of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm scrolling down for my one. I mean, I enjoyed it more than I expected to. But it's still pretty low. I'm going to have to put it under the Age of Steel and just above the Lazarus Experiment. I think I did enjoy it more than last week's. So that puts it at currently number 33 for me.
Mr. Chib did a good job.
Good. I'm glad to hear you say that. So that's 42. Interesting that you liked it a lot more than I thought you would. But I have to say, this is obviously my opinion, but from the next episode through to the end of the series is a run of really phenomenal episodes, in my opinion. So now we're about to get on a good roll.
Martha, oh Martha, Why are you gonna die?
So next week then, do you want to know the title?
Yeah.
So it's another two-parter, and the next episode is called Human Nature.
Oh. So we're going back to modern day England.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. No, that's a hard one to digest.
You can't really predict anything for that.
No, unless it's talking about the Doctor, like, has he hang around with humans too long, he's become a bit human himself.
Maybe. Interesting. I think I've mentioned on the podcast before that Human Nature and the one that comes after it are my favourite. They're my favourite story of Doctor Who of all time. So we shall see what you make of them.
I thought your favourite episode would be a Donna episode.
I love Series 4, and there are some amazing ones in Series 4, but I still think my favourite story overall is this one we're about to watch next.
Mm.
But yeah, what we're going to do now?
Play Maz.
Play more Mario Kart.
Yeah. I want to beat a time run!
Oh yeah, playing against ghosts. I like it playing against you, because then I get to beat you.
You're so harsh, aren't you?
We're so funny though when we play. When one of us gets hit by something like a red shell, we'll go to the other one. Was that you?
Normally I'm in front, so...
Oh, come on. No, you're not.
About 50% of the time, maybe 55 me and 45 you. Actually, probably 55 you and 45 me.
Absolutely.
I think it's because you drive, you've got an unfair advantage.
Maybe we should stream Mario Kart, me and Ben playing, with a live commentary.
Yeah, we should invite my brother.
Oh my god.
He's entertaining.
He is.
My brother is got the driest wit.
Yes.
He is very sarcastic.
Yes.
But very funny.
He is. Anyway, thank you for listening. Don't forget you can find us on social media and everything.
Tweet.
It's not called that anymore. It's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X. So you can find us on all the lovely social medias in our show notes, where our link tree is. Take care, everyone, and until next time, stay fantastic. Are you getting bored of that now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.